Welcome to the Living Quadratus podcast and welcome to our table. As for each of our episodes, we've got two wishes for our time together. Firstly, if you've found that you've moved away from a church or from your religion, or for some reason, maybe even exploring the idea of a spiritual life, then Living Quadratus podcast may allow you the freedom and safety to explore again your path for the first time. This podcast is not for any particular faith tradition. It's for you, whoever you are and whatever it is that's present for you today. You're welcome here. And secondly, we're here to explore the everyday practices of Quadratus. And Quadratus is the name that we give to the universal pattern that lives in everything. We're looking to discover how for Christians, Quadratus is at the very core of Jesus' teaching. So I'm Bronwyn Thorogood. I'm a Quadratus practitioner, joining you from Newcastle, Australia, where I live on Awabakal land. And with me is our co-host, Alexander John Shire. And Alexander John, author and founder of Quadratus, would you share with us where you're coming from today?
I am on the northwest coast of Spain, which is actually where I live these days. And in the early days of what we would call summer, and I'm just loving the blue sky, the soft breezes. And I have been so moved over the last 2 weeks watching our astronauts go around the backside of the moon and come home and speak to us of our common humanity and our joy. I remember the moonrise and the earthrise from 1968. And now to see those pictures of what is being called the Earth set just fills my heart with wonder and awe and this desire that we take down the arbitrary borders between us and see ourselves in that incredible sense of oneness. Anyway.
Astronauts never seem to be the same when they return from that view. And I think that the fact that technology is just so incredible today that we're able to experience that with them, it really is, it's incredible.
Truly, in the spirit that, the four of them talk about they left as friends and they came back as family.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the I listened to one of the astronauts explain leadership, and she said that we, like the humanity, is the team, and we can make a difference together. It was a very powerful message.
And we have a very special guest with us today.
Yeah.
Jeanelyse is joining us from Northern California. And thank you, Jeanelyse, for being here. We're really anxious to hear your story.
Thank you for the invitation. It's good to be with you. Yes. As we move into we-ness.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I love that. So would you like me to do a meditation, Alexander John?
Oh, absolutely, Bron.
I would love you to.
Should I strike the gong?
Yes, please.
All right.
Thank you. Just as the gong fades, take this moment to just look around and see if it's safe for you to close your eyes. And if it is, close them down. But if it's not, then that's okay too. Just find this time just to be centered. Come inside and say welcome. And just to practice the we-ness that Jeanelyse just introduced to us. Let's all take a deep breath together, breathing right into the belly, holding it there for a moment, then slowly releasing it, however you wish. When you feel like your lungs are empty fully, then return to your natural rhythm of breath. Feel the breath entering your nose and leaving your nose. Watch your chest rise and fall. Feel your belly expand. No matter where you are, you can do that. See it as a sacred pause, a time just to center and ground yourself. A time perhaps just to set an intention of being present for this conversation. Or just something that you can do at any time just to bring you back to the here and now, this moment. It's all we have right now. Feel into your heart space. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. The breath, the heart, they all happen outside our conscious awareness. But in this moment, bring it into your awareness. And as we come back into this space together, just remember that we are all one. We're all walking this journey of life together for the very first time, doing the best that we can. So when you need to today, just take that sacred pause with your breath, just to remind you that person standing in front of me is doing this thing called life for the first time. And so are you. So extend yourself some grace and extend the person in front of you some grace where needed. As Alexander John strikes a gong, that's just a sign for you to come back into this space. Flutter your eyes open, give yourself a little wriggle.
Thank you, Bron.
Yeah, thank you.
And we really are delighted to have Jeanelyse with us today. And she's been walking the walk of Quadratos for some time, and she also is one of our facilitators for our foundational 11-week program to introduce people to this new paradigm. But Jeanelyse, tell us a bit about your journey to this point. And
Hmm. It's a roundabout journey. I was baptized Roman Catholic, was raised in the military, raised unchurched for the most part, and exposed to extended families bickering, arguing, and blaming and accusing of those on the Catholic side, excommunicated Catholic and or Protestants, and depending on who was mastering the argument at the time, someone was going to Hades. And it set in me just this deep question of why all this tension and debate. And I've had a love of interreligious dialogue ever since. I left any kind of religion behind from the time I was a teenager. After having three beautiful children, the miracle of life got to me, and I started re-exploring. And from there, it blossomed. I went to an interfaith seminary, which had lots of permission to bash Christianity. And I realized that if I was ever going to call myself an interfaith chaplain, I had to reconcile with that. And so that's been over a 40-year journey. And I'll jump ahead to getting involved with peace and justice work in a Unitarian Universalist community after 9/11 as a military brat. So lots and lots of questions. I ended up going to seminary, and I'm still surprised that I'm a minister. And I've had 15 years of chaplaincy, basically, and retired about a year ago. I stumbled on Quadratos with Bread of Life, a local organization here in Sacramento, and never could make connections to take the class they offered. So I started Googling on your website and joined a Heart and Mind Circle with Annie, and then completed with Diana. And what I've found in the Quadratus community is such permission, such a full, immersive experience. My head, my heart, my soul, my body, every part of me is welcome in those circles. And I get to hear myself in a way that I wouldn't ordinarily hear myself. And I get to witness other people coming alive in this space. And I was hooked. I was hooked. And so when I retired a little over a year ago, one of my first commitments was to come back to Quadratus and reinvest and go deeper. And the facilitation course came out, and here I am in the 8th session of the 11 week, and getting to enjoy what I love the absolute most, which is holding a container and watching people come alive. But the thrill with me with Quadratus is because of the way it's arranged. I might be facilitating, but I'm still a participant. And so I get to experience that in myself too, in those conversations back and forth. And every week we meet, I close down the computer and I'm just in awe and gratitude for what happens in these circles. So it's such a gift to be held in the pattern and the container that is really truly nature-based and life-based. And for me, that's the synthesis of everything I missed in seminary and everything I've been seeking for since. And I just keep going deeper and being more surprised about how it works on me, and that I can trust in that, that it really isn't about my doing this. It's about the allowingness and the power of the witnessing from other people.
Yeah.
So I'm hooked.
That's awesome. Jeanelyse, I've got a question. I loved what you said about you could hear yourself as you wouldn't ordinarily hear yourself. Can you talk about that a little bit more, please?
There's two reasons for that. One is just the being able to be present in the moment and not rehearsing and not being on, that allows me to hear more fully when I start speaking from my heart and my soul. And so sometimes I'm surprised, and sometimes I'm surprised if somebody witnesses back what I've said that I didn't even realize I said. So it's that mirrored mutuality of it.
Yeah.
The other piece of it is that I am a very deep introvert. And sometimes things land in my body and I know something shifted, often by tears.
Yeah.
But I don't have words yet. And then down the road, down the weeks, in the continuing conversations, all of a sudden I'll say something. And I go, oh, that was connected. That's what that moment was that landed,
Yeah.
that I didn't know how to speak about yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a unique container, as you name it. It's a unique container that Quadratos has created for people's exploration on their spiritual path.
The container in the practice is the magic for me.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely. I would agree.
Yeah. It does allow for the spirit to show up
Yes.
among us in this
Yes.
beautiful weaving way.
Yes. And I think I think one of the reasons for that is that it's not a conversation with others, it's a conversation with spirit and self. And that is so unusual in a like in a spiritual, like anyway, Christian realm, I feel, my experience, So
Amen.
that's what I've loved as well, Jeanelyse. So that's interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Alexander John?
Well, I was just, I hope people might go back and listen to our previous podcast to this one where we talked about absorbing the deep rhythm. And I think one of the cornerstones of Quadratus is for us to simply come and be with what is, that there is this rhythm that we're flowing with. And we don't have to do something else. We simply can bring ourselves in a very gentle way to the harmony of what's actually happening. So I love that in a time right now where there's so many ideas about what we could do and what we can think about, and that with Quadratus, it's more about clearing out and being and letting the rhythm of life, which is also the rhythm of the spirit, to carry us. And that there really is this universal rhythm that we're living, each cell of our body is living,
Yeah.
the planet is living, the cosmos is living.
Mm.
And the wonder is to simply be with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That adds another layer, Bron, to your meditation.
Mm.
And if you can make that public for everybody, it would be so delightful. But I realized that with the Christos in my heart, the way you led the meditation,
Mm.
that's there and present, whether I'm paying attention or not.
Mm.
The other layer that I'm getting right now in this moment is it linked me with the beginning of time
Mm.
and the eternity of, I mean, I just feel the like vibration running through my body. Like I am linked and belong in a powerfully deep and I'm just literally my body's vibrating as I experience that I get to be part of that.
Mm.
Right.
We get to be part of that, and we get to be part of that together. Yeah.
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 Yes.
And I
And
just want to invite people right down below.
mm.
One of the links is to the Easter retreat, which is still available.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are 5 beautiful meditations. And as part of each of those is a meditation that Bron led us in
Mm.
about connecting to our heartbeat and our breath.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm. And I think I having because I attended the Easter retreat via recording, and I listened to the final feedback session that you did. I listened to that yesterday, and a number of people in that session had listened to it via recording, and I would agree with their comment, which was it kind of didn't matter. As I was experiencing the retreat in my environment in Newcastle, Australia, it didn't matter because there was this connection. I felt like I was present and you were present with me, So if you're thinking, like if you're listening to us talk about this now and you're thinking, oh, yeah, but it's never the same, it actually is the same because it's not about the interactions with people, it's about the interactions for me, with spirit. And yeah, what I gained from the retreat was also, it's just deeper and deeper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's being still. And I think this is the value of having a meditation to start. It's why I guess we start each one of these sessions with a meditation. It's just about being still and quietening down all the buzz that happens in our body so we can actually connect with that rhythm that is coursing through. Because when we do, Jeanelyse, you could feel it in your
Yeah.
body, so
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And just, I know when people hear the word Easter or think Easter, they think about something 2,000 years ago. That's not the Easter retreat. The Easter retreat is about a here and now moment of our own enlivening vitality.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah. And
For
having done the Easter retreat last year and then reflecting on it this year,
Mm.
recognizing the actions I took within the retreat last year and after, really accepting that sensation of baptism, but also the marriage
Mm.
and how when I came to this retreat, I could see backwards like all of these ways in which that had been working on me for this entire year.
Mm.
And so this year was still completely and totally new,
Mm.
even though there were some similar elements. It was totally new. I was totally new. I was not who I was a year ago.
Mm.
can I point to this change, that change, that change? No, but just the whole sense of how I was able to open and receive this year. I knew I had changed. Yeah.
So beautifully said, Jeanelyse. It's when we come to these feasts, they stay the same so that they can be a mirror to ourselves about how we're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read something just maybe a few weeks ago, and it talked about how sometimes we feel this kind of disruption inside because something has shifted somewhere and it hasn't all aligned together as yet. And that disruption can feel like there's something wrong. And I know I've spoken to Alexander John about this because it was a huge disruption emotionally and physically in my body. And I just through conversations with Alexander John, I realized this is me growing, but it feels, I felt like I wasn't, but it was like, but there's, just thinking differently and I'm feeling differently, and my body and my mind and my heart hadn't all just caught up together. And I think that's often what happens as well when we're on the way to someplace new.
Yeah.
I want to ask Jeanelyse to talk just a moment about the Four Gospel Journey program that she's facilitating. We have a new program starting in May. And Quadratos is a new paradigm for Christianity. It is ancient, but it is fresh and it is cosmic. And we're discovering that people need some touchstones as they make the transition from what they have thought Christianity was to this beautiful, expansive new moment. And Jeanelyse, would you just share a little bit about the 11-week program and what you're sensing and seeing with the people that you're facilitating right now? That's a big question, I know.
It's a big question. What I'm watching is aliveness happen over the internet because we're meeting by Zoom, but people just like startled, and several people have talked about, wow, this just doesn't, and there's, you can feel that dissonant, that disconnect, like this does, like I always thought. And then when they hang in there, all of a sudden there's this new awareness, this new vibrancy, and this invitation. And often I witness people go like, like they do this, like something's opened up and they're smiling and their eyes are lit up. And I guess what I'm realizing in this moment is it may be a completely new revelation for Christianity, but it's also touching me back into the rhythm that I understood and knew. Ooh, and feel the emotion of that. As a child, that animist sense of being part of the whole world, belonging to the whole world, and never having had that affirmed. And here I am in this new pattern, in this new rhythm that is connecting with that. And so it's bringing back an aliveness from the child, that new wisdom that was never affirmed, recognized, acknowledged, or treated it with any value.
It's so beautiful.
So yeah.
I love how you said as well that you, as a facilitator, you're also a participant, and I think that is for people who are thinking that this might be something to take into their church. Then it's good to it's important to do have some familiarity with Quadratus, but you become a participant as the facilitator as well and experience it again.
Yeah. The
And
dislocation that I said something about the dislocation in the Easter retreat is that I still do belong to a small church,
Mm.
and that gap of
Yeah.
feeling the belongingness and how much I want to offer what I'm receiving here, and how much I'm feeling the wall of I don't want it to change. And especially now when times are so uncertain, it's just like people have got walls up to, I don't want to experience anything new.
Yeah.
God is, Jesus was, and it will always be.
Mm.
And so that dissonance from that. But having the Quadratos community to be a part of, I'm finding an international community to belong to, which just makes me more of a global citizen
Yeah.
and connected to more parts of the world and the cosmos. So it's a different kind of belonging.
Yeah, absolutely. Alexander John, quickly jump in amongst these women.
I
well,
know,
it just
bless your heart.
for me, I had the gift of really understanding and seeing what early Christianity was about.
Yeah,
And for the most part, early Christianity was gold.
yeah.
And then after about the 7th century, that gold began to go in other places.
Mhm,
So Quadratus is not something new. It's
mhm,
that ancient gold brought
mhm,
to a freshness
mhm.
today, which is about the planet and the cosmos.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to think of Quadratus as a new creation. It's a new word,
Mhm,
but this is not a new creation. This is something ancient
mhm,
and yet totally fresh.
Yes.
And what I often remember is people will hear me talk a lot about the incredible teachings I got when I was a student at the University of Notre Dame. But one of my professors, John Donne, said,
Oh,
as Christians, we are obligated to go outside of Christianity and explore the world's traditions
mhm,
and then come home with
mhm,
wider hearts and new eyesight.
mhm,
So I love the idea of inter-spiritual tradition today,
mhm,
but in Quadratus, it's coming home to a Christianity which at its heart is interspiritual,
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
and all the world's traditions widen out and deepen
mhm,
the beauty that our ancestors have given us.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm just
yeah.
hoping that if you are listening to this, if you are watching us at this moment, that you'll click one of those links down below, go to the Quadratus website, explore our courses, think about joining us for the 11-week exploration that'll start in
Yeah.
the middle of May. But there's so much there for you to explore about this new paradigm
Mhm,
of an ancient mystical Christianity that is as fresh as the pictures of Earth that those astronauts just brought back to us.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I'm interested that you picked out the, like you described interspiritual, because as Jeanelyse was talking in the early parts of this podcast, she talked about her experience in an interfaith community.
Mhm,
And that I wrote that word down because I thought, yeah, I feel like that's what Quadratus is, but I like interspiritual. That
Mhm,
word seems
mhm.
to sit, it's a little bit different, but it brings together the idea that it doesn't matter which tradition you come from. These are deep truths that
Mhm.
we all can explore together using the stories of the Gospels to
Hmm.
tell the same stories that other faith traditions have also been telling for as long as, thousands of years as well.
Yeah.
And, in Indigenous cultures, these stories have been told for way longer. In our Aboriginal people in Australia, they've been sharing these stories for over 60,000 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we explore in Quadratus is that there is a universal rhythm
Yeah.
that runs through every tradition, that runs through every psychology, that runs through every great story, and it runs through the very heart of Christianity.
Mhm, mhm.
And we want people to find their metaphor for that rhythm
Mm.
Mm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
because, again, one of my teachers at Notre Dame was Joseph Campbell.
mm.
And what he kept saying to us is, don't get caught in the costuming. Don't
Right.
get caught in the characters.
Yeah.
Underneath that,
Underneath it.
it's one story.
Yeah.
Mm.
Of course, each one of us is going to hear that story in the metaphors that speak to us.
Mhm.
But beneath the metaphor, there is just one story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope you'll
Mm.
come join us and want to learn your metaphor for that one great story.
Yes, me too. And what excites me is just how many people are coming to try and exploring what Quadratus
Mhm.
has to offer in this fresh new way. And yeah, it'll soon be something that it'll be on everybody's lips. So I love the fact
Mhm.
that more and more people are coming and signing up to do different parts of the Quadratus offerings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good.
So again, just as we begin to close here, there are all those links down below. Please keep exploring. And if
Mhm.
it feels right, come join us.
Mm. Yes,
And
please.
and keep listening and watching these podcasts, and of course, like and share and rate and hype and all those various things that help us get this message out to everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Can I just ask one more question before we go? Have we got time?
Please.
Um, Jeanelyse, I'm just wondering, what is it from everything that we've discussed today? What is it that has the most heart for you?
Mm.
I think there's two things. One is how it is connecting. There I go with the words again. Um, it's reconnecting me with my own inner wisdom.
Hmm.
It's connecting with bigger wisdom that's beyond
Mm.
me.
Mm.
And I feel accompanied by the unseen world as much as I do by the people that participate in this.
Yeah.
And in all the loneliness and hunger that I hear in people and the strife that the world is in, it feels like this reconnection to
Mm.
self, other, the cosmos, to the greater universal stories is the path of wholeness and hope
Yeah.
and possibility that we all desperately long for. We want for ourselves, we want for our family, and hopefully we want it for each other and the whole planet. It's life-giving, life-affirming, and life-enhancing. It's what we need for our time right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So beautifully said. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me be here today.
It's been really beautiful to have you.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
like having guests, Alexander John.
Our delight and honor. So, Bron, last thought before we close out?
Look, you know what? I don't think I can say it any better than Jeanelyse. I would agree. I think it's all about connecting our inner wisdom. I love what you said about affirming the wisdom of the child, the inner child. You know, we often kind of hear a lot of stuff about how the inner child sort of has been so harmed and we've got to get to know it so we can heal it. But no, our inner child actually held so much wisdom, and I'm so thankful for that. And you've just reminded me of that great truth and that connection of the wisdom of that inner child with the wisdom of the cosmos is it's life changing, like life enhancing. That's it, life enhancing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, Jeanelyse.
Thank you, Jeanelyse.
What an
Thank you,
honor.
Bron.
What a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. And please keep coming back and sitting with us.
Yeah. It's been great to have you.
Take
See you,
care.
everyone.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Take care.
Cheers.